Hello everyone. So we have previously learned how to express possible situations by using the first conditional. We have also discussed the idea of having a relationship of cause and effect within these kind of sentences. And today we're going to learn how to express or refer to unreal or imaginary situations. So I will present you with some examples and see if we can identify some similarities between these sentences. If I met the Queen of England, I would say hello. She would travel all over the world if she were rich. I would call him if I had his number. If I were you, I wouldn't go out with that man. If she were my daughter, I wouldn't let her drop out of school. I would trust him if I were you. If they won the lottery, they wouldn't work anymore. If he were invisible for a day, he would fly to Australia. So again, same as in the first conditional, we have a relationship of cause and effect or conditional result, which is the condition is introduced by the if, and then when the condition is the one that starts the sentence, there is a comma in the middle to separate the result. Or the other way about, if we start with the result, we have if in the middle to separate it from the condition. So having said that, we have situations which are imaginary or unreal. So let's take the first one as an example. If I met the Queen of England, I would say hello. But I can't say hello because I haven't met her. I would call him if I had his number. Yes, but I can't call him because I don't have his number. Or this one, if she were my daughter, I wouldn't let her drop out of school. Yes, but I can't do it because she's not my daughter. So these are unreal or imaginary situations. I am imagining a situation and what would happen. All right. So another similarity is that we have the presence of the simple past in all the sentences, yes, and the presence of would plus a verb. So whenever we talk about unreal situations, we use the simple past for the condition, yes, and would plus a verb for the result. All right, so let's analyze the following examples. If I met the Queen of England, I would say hello. She would travel all over the world if she were rich. I would call him if I had his number. If I were you, I wouldn't go out with that man. So in all these sentences, we have again a relationship of cause and effect. In the first one, we have if introducing the condition and simple past. And we have the result, yes, or the effect. And we have used would plus a verb. Remember that when we start with the condition, we should put a comma in the middle to separate the condition from the result. This situation is the other way about. We have started with the result, and we have the condition at the end. Yes, when this happens, the if, yes, is placed in the middle. So we have would plus a verb for the result and simple past for the condition. Yeah, I would call him. Yes, this would be the result, and we have would plus a verb and the if introducing the condition, and we have simple past. And in the last one, if I were you, we have if introducing the condition and we have simple past. And in the other part of the sentence, which is divided by a comma, we have the result and we have would, in this case in the negative form, plus a verb. All right. So when we have these kind of sentences, we're talking about unreal, the unreal conditional or the second conditional to describe an untrue, an unlikely, or a hypothetical situation in the future. All right. Something else that I wanted to highlight, yes, is the presence of the verb to be in the past in some of the examples. So if I were you, I wouldn't go out with that mum. If she were my daughter, I wouldn't let her drop out of school. I wouldn't trust him if I were you. If he were invisible for a day, he would go to Australia. He would fly to Australia. So we all know when we study the simple past, we all know that we should use was with I and the third person singular, he, she, or it. And were should be used with we, you, and they. But when we talk or about the second conditional, we should always use were, no matter the subject pronoun. Although using was with I and third person singular, he, she, it, is grammatically correct, yes, it sounds more natural, yes, and it is highly acceptable to use were with all the subject pronouns. Okay, to add to this information, instead of using would, yes, plus a verb in the result clause, you can use might and could also. For example, if I had more money, I would pay for your pizza. If she felt really brave, she might try to get his phone number. If I were invisible, I could follow him around. I would translate the letter for you if I understood French. You wouldn't phone me if you didn't have my number. So you can use would, might, or could with second conditional sentences, and the meaning doesn't change much. All right, so we have reached the end of this video. We're going to do some practice related to this, and then we will continue in a new video.